Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Eva. In today's video, we are going to be doing a best and worst of JUDY doll. Now, JUDY doll, if you're unfamiliar, is a C Beauty brand. You can buy them directly from the JUDY doll website or from Yes Style and a couple of other retailers. JUDY doll did send me some of the products we're going to be discussing today. A lot of these I purchased myself and or already owned because I have been using this brand for a couple of years. They did also kindly provide a discount code. This does not earn me commission. It is just a way to say thank you to you for watching this video, and it will give you 20% off your entire purchase, and you can use it as many times as you want. I will have the code on the screen and down below in the description. Now, any item that was gifted to me, I will put an asterisk by it, just so, you know, we're giving the proper disclosures. But of course, this is fully my own opinion, and this video is not sponsored. These are my honest opinions. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the products. I have so many products to talk about, everything ranging from complexion to blush to lip products, but let's start off with complexion. I picked up the JUDY doll Sun Defense Tinted Moisturizer, and this is a tinted moisturizer with an SPF of 50, and I picked up the shade 01 Vanilla. Something to keep in mind when it does come to K, J, and C beauty brands is the complexion products are going to be very limited, typically like 1 to 3 shades. So this wasn't a perfect match for me, but it was certainly good enough. And this product and I have gone through a journey. The first 2 times I wore this product, I absolutely hated it. It didn't set properly. It didn't lay down properly. It was breaking up. It was very visible all over my face, and it was just an absolute mess. However, today I applied this product differently. So the first time I applied just too much of the product, and then I also applied it using a stippling brush. This time around, I applied with my hands and my fingertips, and then I blended it out with a beauty blender. Now, all of the makeup that I'm demoing in the clips, I have been wearing for around 9 hours by now, and this has held up really, really nicely. It's not like breaking up badly in the areas where I normally struggle, which is like around my nose and on my chin and forehead. So it is still wearing nicely. My qualm with this product is not only are the shades very limited, but it doesn't provide much coverage for it being a tinted moisturizer. Like when I hear tinted moisturizer, I still expect there to be like a pretty decent amount of coverage. Again, ever since using the Danessa Myricks tinted moisturizer, I am just so biased, and every other tinted moisturizer has been ruined for me. The coverage in this, I would say, is the same coverage as a tinted SPF. So I do think if they had marketed this differently, I would have gone in with expectations that it's more of like a slightly tinted SPF as opposed to a skin tint. I don't know, in my mind, tinted SPF, it's just like the slightest bit of tint, but a skin tint, in my mind, I assume is going to provide more coverage. So for this, I did have to go in with some concealer because I have a horrible lurker that has been lurking on my nose for months now. And then I also nicked myself while dermaplaning. So I did have to go in and add concealer to try to cover those up. Let's talk contour. So one of the products that I already owned and have used for around a year now is the JUDY doll Liquid Contour. This is in the shade 01. And this is the perfect gray undertone for my fair skin. I also really like the applicator. I like that it is a nice doe foot narrow applicator, so you can be really precise with your contour. That is something that is a big pet peeve of mine with a lot of other contours, is they make the applicator too large. So you end up contouring like not subtly whatsoever. You can get really sharp lines with this. It does have a little blendy stick on the other side. Personally, for me, I feel like this was a little too dense and it blended away a lot of the product, but my preferred method of blending this out is just with a dampened beauty sponge. I didn't pick up any bronzing products, like specifically with the intention of them being bronzers. However, I did pick up a blush that I have been wearing as a bronzer, and it works quite nicely as a bronzer. This is the Judy Doll Blush Cushion in the shade 03, and I thought this was going to be more of like a tawny blush, but it is definitely a bronzer on me. And I really like the tone of this. It does blend out really beautifully. It gives me like a very natural, almost like slightly sunburnt look because it has a little bit of a red undertone. My one qualm with this product is, I don't know, I felt like it was kind of hard to apply it with this little sponge here, and I almost wish the dispenser to grab the product was a little bit bigger so I could more easily go in with a dampened beauty sponge and apply it. That's just like a slight criticism. Overall, I did really like this, and the wear time has been really nice. It blended really well. It also was on the drier side, and I say that as a positive. I feel like sometimes when you're applying bronzers, if they're too liquidy, at least me, I'm never careful, it can be easy to overdo it without meaning to. With this product, however, because it is on like the drier side, you're not picking up too much product when you're applying it. I did not pick up any Judy Doll concealers. I did pick up the cutest, most amazing product, and this is the Judy Doll Highlighting Concealer Cushion. This is a cushion concealer that is a pink highlight tone. All those pink powders and color correctors are very trendy right now, and this is a very convenient format for that. You get a tiny little cushion, and you can see here just how brightening this product is. Unlike the bronzing product, this product is very, very liquidy, so I would just be like careful when you're getting it up on your little sponge because you can get a lot of product at once without intending to. But this is, as I mentioned, extremely, extremely brightening. I like to go in, kind of get it all on my under eye and on my eyelid using the little sponge it comes with, and then to blend out, I go in with a dampened beauty sponge. This I have been wearing for 8 or 9 hours now, and the creasing is pretty minimal. There is some creasing, but that is normal for anyone with under eyelids who's over the age of 13. And it wore really, really nicely. I'm really, really pleased with the wear time of that product. I did want to also mention that I did set my face and my under eye using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder to increase the longevity of these products. I picked up a couple of face palettes. The first one I want to talk about is the Judy Doll Highlight and Contour 01 palette. In this palette, you get a matte highlighter, a nose contour, a cream highlighter, and a cheek contour. So in this palette, I did not try using the matte highlighter in this demo. I did use that to like try to set my under eyes a couple weeks ago, and it was a disaster. I just can't figure out how to properly use matte highlighters. If you know a great way to use them where it doesn't cake up and it doesn't look super unflattering, let me know in the comments below. So what I did is I went in with that cheek contour, applied that to the hollows of my cheek on top of the liquid contour, and then I went in with that little brush on the end of my liquid contour to contour my nose with the nose contour because I was lazy and didn't want to have to find a nose contour brush. Really loved these formulas, loved the undertones of those two contours. And then this highlighter is absolutely magical and absolutely beautiful. I find it applies nicely with your fingers or with a denser brush. Either way, it works well and beautiful, stunning. I don't know, I wish they would sell these on their own because I would love to pick up more of these in other shades. I should actually look afterwards because maybe they actually do sell these as standalone highlighters. Another face palette that I picked up is a blush palette, and it is the Judy Doll Blush and Highlight Palette in the shade 03. Now in this you get a cream blush, a powder blush, another powder blush, and then again one of those brightening highlight powders that I don't even want to touch because they look terrible on me. The cream blush was nice. It does remind me a lot of that new Bobbi Brown formula that I spoke about in one of my recent Sephora haul videos. These are, I believe, the like matte mousse pot rouge blushes. Very similar formula. I like to apply this formula just with my fingers, and I like to blend it out with my fingers or a dampened beauty sponge. I did go in with one of the powder highlighters on top, and I have to say, excuse me, one of the powder blushes, and the powder blushes were nice. They were nothing to write home about. I feel like they kind of blend away to nothing, if I'm being honest. So those were kind of a dud. I did like this like moussey blush, but as a whole, this palette, again, I'll save my final thoughts for the end, didn't blow me away. Two single blushes that I picked up are the Judy Doll Cushion Cream Blush and then the Judy Doll Glow Blush Balm. Okay, the Cushion Cream Blush, let's chat about those first. I only tried the shade 03, which is Purple Iris, and I struggled with this blush. I don't know, I just found that the pigment didn't dispense evenly, and whenever I would try to blend it, the pigment would almost disappear. So I really struggled. I'm not sure if it's specific to this shade or the entire range, but I did not enjoy this blush at all. However, the Glowy Blush Balm is so beautiful. I want these in every color. Something to note about these, it is a very wet looking blush. Very similar to the Haus Labs Blush Balm Sticks, which can be a little much. However, you just have to blend it out afterwards with a dampened beauty sponge. So you can see here, first I apply it with the little sponge applicator that it comes with to get the product where I want it. And then I went in with that dampened beauty sponge to blend it out a little bit further and to kind of like remove just like a tiny bit of that glossiness and sheen to it. Because a couple weeks ago I wore it without doing that, and I was looking on camera and it just looked so artificial, which is my complaint about the Lady Gaga or the Haus Labs one, is they just look so editorial. They're just not good for everyday wear. However, when you blend this out with a beauty sponge, you get a beautiful, healthy glow. I mean, you can still see the glow on my cheeks when I move my cheeks. And again, we are at around 9 hours now. So this blush, absolutely love, love, love. Another blush I picked up is the Judy Doll Powder Blush. Now, I picked this up because I thought this shade just looked so beautiful. It is like a beautiful taupey nude shade. But I have to tell you, like, this blush just didn't do it for me as much as I wanted it to. Now, like, the shade itself is pretty. You can see it here. And again, it's a barely there shade. However, this formula is quite stiff. It's almost like it's supposed to be like a bouncy blush, but it doesn't have enough, I don't know, bounce to it. I think it's supposed to be like a cream to powder formula, but I feel like it almost needed a little bit more cream, if that makes any sense. I just find that it didn't really transfer well to my cheeks. I had to use a super dense blush. I had to use a super dense brush to apply it, and it just didn't do much. I'm going to continue to play with it, but my first impression was I wasn't impressed with this particular formula. Let's talk eyes. I went ahead and used the Judy Doll Glazed 4 Colors Eyeshadow Palette 01 on my lids. I used all 4 of the shades, and these blended so beautifully. These mattes blended as beautifully as the Makeup by Mario mattes. That is how good these mattes are. And if you've watched my channel before, the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette or the Makeup by Mario matte formula in general is my favorite matte formula of all time. This formula, it's soft, it's buttery, it blends out beautifully. I mean, you can see in these clips, as someone who's terrible at eyeshadow, like this eye look, it looks pretty dang good. And then the shimmer shade in here, I mean, just absolutely beautiful. As far as fallout goes, these didn't have a ton of fallout. There are a few glitter particles here or there because, again, I didn't go in with like a glitter primer. Had I done that, I don't think there would have been any fallout. So very impressed. I really want to pick up more shades in this particular formula because these mattes are amazing. Another palette I picked up, I didn't demo it, but I have worn it a couple times and I do really like it. This one is a recommendation from my sister, and this is called the JUDY Doll All-in-One Palette. It says for your full face, which is really confusing. I mean, I guess, yeah, some of these could be used as contours or highlighters, but I've only worn it on my lids so far. So this particular palette is in the shade Smoky Wood. They have a bunch of different variants, and similar to that little quad, these mattes apply really beautifully, and then these shimmer shades are just so magical. If I had to pick between the two, I would say the quad, for me, the mattes were just a little bit softer and just a tad bit more blendable. This one is still excellent, but if I had to recommend one, that quad like knocked it out of the park as far as the formula goes for the matte and shimmer. But again, these mattes are still really nice and blendable as well. Single shadows. JUDY Doll makes some of the most magical single sparkly shadows ever. That is actually how I found out about the brand. I watched Lauren May Beauty here on YouTube, and she had raved about their single shadows before, which was my gateway into the brand. And these are the most beautiful little shimmery numbers. I will go ahead and insert arm swatches on the screen. I do have 3 shades. This is G101, excuse me, this is G01, G44, and G02. Just to amp up my look even more, I went ahead and applied, I believe it was 01 to my lids on top of that other shimmer shade that I had applied. And these are just so ethereal. They're so beautiful. You can really keep these shimmers like pretty dispersed and subtle if you want. Or you can really build these up to add more and more pigment and more sparkle. That's why I really like these, because they are so versatile. They're very like work appropriate if you wanted to do a very subtle shimmer, or if you wanted to do something a little bit more dramatic, you can build those up. On the topic of eyes, I did try a mascara from JUDY Doll, and I tried their Slim Iron Mascara. I was excited to try this because it was very unique. It has like little fibers that are on this little inflexible wand, but let me tell you, I do not like this product. The reason why I don't is because in order to really make it work, you have to curl your lashes beforehand. And I'm lazy and I don't always have time to curl my lashes. So you can see in this clip, I'm kind of like struggling to lift my lashes. It did a good job of adding those like fibers to the end, but I want a mascara that can do it all. I want it to be able to lift, curl, and add those little fibers. And this I really struggled with, and this was not my first time trying to make it work. It's not like the worst mascara I've ever used, but it's complicated. Maybe it's user error, but I don't personally want to have to like read instructions when it comes to applying my mascara. Like I want to be able to just apply it and have it work. So if you've tried this mascara before and have tips for application, please leave them in the comments below. But for me, this mascara was a big fat no. Lips. I picked up several JUDY Doll lip products to test out. The first one is called the Watery Essence Lip Glaze, and this is in the shade G05 Chestnut Ice. And this is described as a watery lip essence, whatever that means. All you need to know is that it is absolutely beautiful. This is what I've been wearing the entire video, and I'm going to apply more now. And it's like a watery gloss is how I would describe it, because I don't know a better description for it, but it is beautiful. This shade on me is like the perfect Your Lips But Better shade. It's very comfortable. It doesn't taste weird. I'll get into some tastes of some of these other ones later. It's not overly fragranced. It has like a little fragrance, but nothing offensive. And it's just very, very beautiful, very comfortable. It's not going to be long lasting because it's like a gloss. I would say it's like a hybrid between a gloss and a lip oil is probably the best description I can give. But this is beautiful. I want and need more colors. I also picked up 2 more of their like watery type of products, or they came in similar packaging, but they're actually quite different formulas. So I picked up the Ice Watery Lip Glass, which is the product that's in that bluish one. I picked up the shade 4 Grapefruit Pop. And then I also picked up the Mirror Tea Jelly Light Lip Glaze in the shade NO5 Fig. So the difference between the 2 formulas. So the Mirror Tea Jelly Light Lip, which again is the one in like the peach pink packaging, is a high shine lip gloss. And then the one in the blue packaging is that icy watery lip gloss. And the formula difference, I would say from my observation, is that it is a lot thinner. So the Ice Watery Lip Gloss is composed of 80% essence. So it's waterier. I know this is not like a super helpful description, but it's going to be a thinner formula and a little less glossy than the light lip glaze. But to be honest, I didn't notice a big difference in the 2 formulas. I have to say I didn't love the metal applicator for the Ice Watery Lip Gloss. I think it's like cool they're trying to do a different type of applicator, but for me, I found it was like a little bit harder to apply it evenly with that metal applicator as opposed to a doe foot. So that's like my only complaint about it, but both of them were very beautiful and they're really comfortable. Okay, my one issue with this product though is both of these tasted so strange. Obviously, I'm not over here snacking on the lip products, but of course, lip product accidentally gets in your mouth from time to time, and these tasted a little weird and a little gross. I'm not gonna lie. So that is something to keep in mind. If you're like very sensitive to that stuff, you may want to skip these. For me, it's like a minor inconvenience. And you know, after I first apply them and like start moving my mouth around, you're not really gonna have that issue, but it's something I did want to note. I also picked up 2 of the Sweetie lip jellies. First of all, how cute is this packaging? It's absolutely adorable. Okay, that's something also I want to say, like everything comes in very, very cute, adorable packaging. I really appreciate that they actually spend time on their packaging, like more so than some luxe brands here in the US. Now, the Sweetie lip jelly is currently sold out on their website, so keep checking back for a restock. And these, similar to the watery gloss, have an 80% essence in them. So they're going to be very hydrating. They're also quite thin without being too thin. Sometimes thin lip products can emphasize lip lines on me, but I did not experience that with this. I picked up 2 shades. I picked up the shade C06 and the shade N00. I liked C06, but I wasn't like blown away by that color. I don't know, something about it, I didn't love it on me. But N00, that nude brown color, I really, really loved. And it was a flattering nude on someone with fair skin. The last lip product to talk about, oh my God, I'm so excited. I am so obsessed with these. These are the Dual End Lip Liner and Gloss Duo. I picked up 2 of these and I want more of these. What you get is you get a double-ended product. So one end is going to have a lip contour similar to like what the Rhode ones wanted to be. And then the other side, you're gonna get a super, super pigmented gloss. Something else I wanna note about everything on the Judy Doll website is all of the shades have a W, N, or C in front of them to note if they are warm toned, cool toned, or neutral, which is so helpful because if you know that, you only look good in warm tone lip products or warm tone blushes, etc. It just makes the buying process a lot easier. So I picked up a warm tone and a cool tone one. You will see me applying these here. I actually find that the warm tone contour is a lot more flattering on me, but the cool tone one still looks fine. But then these glosses are so pigmented. They are so juicy. They smell good. They're so beautiful. They don't taste weird. This product really blew me away. Like, I really want to try more of the shades. And something else to note is the contour at the end has enough like of a wax and grit to it that they're not going to fade away after like an hour like the Rhode Beauty ones do. Honestly, the Rhode ones I feel like don't even last a full hour. These have decent staying power. Of course, they're not going to be like a super long lasting lip liner. You will have to apply, but you do get much longer wear time than the Rhode Beauty ones. And these are around $19, and that's before my discount. And you're getting a gloss in addition to that lip liner. Now that we've gone through all the products, I'm going to go through and rank everything either a purchase or a pass. Sometimes I hem and haw and leave things kind of ambiguous in the middle, and I want to make this easy. So I'm going to say if it's a purchase or if I would pass on it. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up products. I'll do my best to kind of stay in the order that we went through. But first off, talking about that skin tint, for me it's a pass. It's not terrible, but I have other skin tints I like more, so I would pass on this one. For the Judy Doll Highlighting Concealer Cushion, this is 100% a purchase. This is super unique. It wears beautifully. It's really brightening. It does everything it promises, and the packaging is so cute. From the cheek palettes, we had the blush palette, and then we also had the contour palette. For me, this blush palette is a pass. I liked this cream blush here, but the other ones were pretty mid, so not worth buying just for that one blush. For the highlight and contour palette, I did love this palette, even though I didn't use this matte highlighter. I mean, 3 out of 4 being home runs, that's enough for me. That liquid contour, I've been using this for a while now, and I absolutely love it. This is definitely a purchase for me. From the single blushes, this formula, as I mentioned, or at least this shade, didn't work out for me, so this one is a pass. This formula also, again, I just found it difficult to work with, even though the shade was beautiful. So I'll keep trying and playing around with it, but my first couple impressions of this are this is going to be a pass. The Judy Doll Glow Blush Balm is a definite purchase from me. I want this in more shades. It is glowy, and it is glow that lasts all day. So major purchase. Okay, another product that I forgot to cover is the Judy Doll Slim Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Black Gray. I knew I was missing something. This formula is beautiful, but also the tip of the applicator is so thin and so fine. It is the perfect liner for just barely lining your lash line, just to emphasize them a little bit. And then I also love the shade range. I love a gray liquid liner. This one for me is definitely a purchase. The mascara, you know, this did not work out for me. This one is a pass. For eyeshadows, I mean, eyeshadow is what I think this brand does best. So all of the eyeshadow palettes I tried are a definite purchase for me. So we had this one here, this is a purchase. This quad, I mean, I need more shades. Definite purchase. The single shadows, I've been using these for a couple years now. Definite purchase. Absolute purchase. I mean, lip products are another category this brand does absolutely beautifully. That first one we covered, which is that like watery essence, for me, this is a definite purchase. I love this shade G05, and in general, I really love the formula. For these guys here, also would recommend purchasing them with the caveat that if you are sensitive to taste, do not buy these because they taste weird. These little lip duos are 100% purchase. It's hard. I feel like a lot of these things I'm saying purchase, but I'm telling you, these are so good. You will not regret it. These are amazing. Definite purchase. And the last two lip products, these little squeezy tube ones, I already forgot what they are called, but I will have everything listed down below, are a purchase for me. I tried to be really harsh here, but unfortunately, we have a lot of purchases that I would recommend from this haul. Oh, last one. Okay, last one is the Judy Doll Blush Cushion in 03, which is what I wore as my bronzer. Okay, this was nice, but I have other bronzers in this format, like in the little cushion one, that I like more. So this one I will give a pass to. It was fine, nothing super amazing. So there we go. We got another pass. We got another pass. I hope this video was helpful. If you like these type of like brand overviews where I try a bunch of products from a particular brand and then do pass or purchase at the end, let me know in the comments and I will do more, because I own a lot of products from a lot of brands and I can do this type of video. Reminder, if you do decide to pick any of these up, I do have a code. I do not earn anything from the code. It is just a thank you to you, and it will save you 20% off. You can use it as many times as you want. I will have it on the screen and linked down below. And if you are not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and please follow me on Instagram. Instagram metrics are important to brands, and so that's how brands find me. So would love if you consider following me on Instagram, subscribing, thumbs upping this video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you in my next review video.